Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host Tone Vays. Today is Friday, August 21st. Took a couple of days off from these streams, but we are back. Let us go straight to the charts. Bitcoin was starting to rise yesterday, and now we are back to struggling a little bit. So let's go and take a look. Okay, so here is the weekly chart of Bitcoin. Hope everything is good with the audio, with the video. And still on my computer watch, one day, hopefully this year or before 2022, this computer will be available again because my computer is frustrating, but I'm not gonna buy another computer only to then have this computer go on sale a day later. So we are stuck. It makes it very challenging to do videos once I start traveling, which begins this weekend as I will be off to Philadelphia to speak at an event there on Sunday. And then next weekend, I am in Texas. And then after Texas, I will probably swing by California. So traveling begins, but it'll be a challenge doing podcasts with my current laptop when I'm not connected to a workstation. So we'll see. We'll see. So here's the weekly chart. And on the weekly chart, we have a not very appetizing candle. This is a traditional reversal candle. On a weekly scale, it looked like we still should have had a few more weeks of upside, and that can still happen. If the candle closes in this form, that is not very good. That is clearly a shooting star candle. And we have not had a shooting star candle. No, we have one here with the top in the MRI. The MRI code is being worked on. Still a lot of verification to do. It'll take a little while. And there was a shooting star candle back here. So shooting star candles are not something you want to see. The last time we had a shooting star candle, we were going down for 1, 2, 3, for 4 months. Then we stabilized for a few months. And then we took, weeks, not months. Sorry. We went down for about 4 weeks, stabilized for 2 more, and then started to rise as of July 20th. Once again, our line in the sand is 11,600. If we close this week below 11,600, I would anticipate a much bigger pullback in the cards, which would allow us to buy a really good dip. For me, the perfect dip to buy now is at $10,000. I think 10,000 is an incredible dip because it will pull us back to the area of the breakout. And pulling back to 10,000 will create very good stability for Bitcoin on its path to, say, 50,000. Without a pullback to 10,000, I will always be uncomfortable if Bitcoin breaks to new all-time highs. At some point before new all-time high, we need a reset back to 10K. I don't know when that's going to happen. That can happen tomorrow. That can happen next year, but before the big rise. So at some point before breaking 20K, I am expecting 10K. One more time. Okay. That's what I'm looking at here. That's the weekly chart. Let's go to the daily chart. The daily chart has gone lower than a normal pullback after a triangle breakout. I believe the last time we did this video, I mentioned that as long as we are between this red and this green, I'm back to a no trade zone. We are between them. So to me, this is a no trade zone, and I become very concerned below 11.4. On that weekly scale, 11.6 is the big number. On the 4-hour scale, 11.4 is the big number. If we fall below 11.4, I think that pullback to 10,000 is coming. If we can avoid falling to 11.4, and we, I mean, like last night we were at 11.9, so that's almost 12K. If we can get back above this green line, then I think we are still good for that 14,000 run over the next month or two before that pullback down to 10K. So I'm still watching the 10K pullback, and that will be that final dip before a more significant rise, especially if more big companies like MicroStrategies are planning to buy up Bitcoin. There is definitely interest in Bitcoin, and there's not that much Bitcoin being mined these days. Okay, let's look at gold. Gold is pulling back as well. See, this is also something I mentioned in my last video, that this is not the area where I know anything about gold. And I said that I would never buy here on this little run up. I would wait for a new all-time high or the break of this green line, which is the black line, which is the prior all-time high. So right now it's looking like gold wants to have a bigger pullback as well. But this area here is my unknown. I don't know if it'll make a lower high, like that secondary return to range in a bubble chart, or it's ready for all-time highs. I'm running blind right here. That my TA isn't helping me at all. I can't assume that we're going to turn in the middle of nowhere and make a lower high. In hindsight, of course, it's easy. Everything is easy in hindsight. And running into it, I can't assume we're going to break it to new highs. So this was, for me, as I said, I'm staying away from gold. And now, at the moment, this candle isn't helpful. But if this candle goes back and closes at a new daily low over the last in August, if this gives me a new daily low close in August, I will then be bearish gold for a pullback as well, just like the S&P. And I think the gold pullback will go down into the 1700s before also resetting and making a run at 3,000. Silver will just do whatever gold does. Oil hasn't done anything. Oil has not been interesting. S&P. Let's look at S&P. Let's look at also some stocks. So S&P is ready to go to a new high. See this? This is interesting right here. So here is an MRI top on the daily right there. This took place, sorry, on a 10-minute, actually, not the daily. So that was August 20th. Was it during market hours? It was not. It was off hours. So that's not very helpful. You know what? I have a new MRI. We have the latest code. Let me turn this off. Because I don't want to see those. I don't want to see two arrows there at the top. Yep, there it is. Just one arrow. Perfect. All the stars have also gone away. The stars are not going to be a default condition. The stars are going to be they're going to be defaulted to not being displayed, and then it's up to you how you want to the map you want to display them. So I'll add the stars, but it's up to you to display them. So the S&P, I believe, made a new high, all-time high. We're about to double check that. I'm not sure. That's funny. I'm not sure if it made a new all-time high. It's close. It did. It did. Made a new all-time high 3 days ago. There it is. It hasn't. We don't have a new high close yet. Maybe we'll get that today. But now we have a double top right here. I'm not actually sure why that arrow is orange. Oh, I know why it's orange. Because it's the top is coming tomorrow, not today. So it's a warning sign that tomorrow is a top based on MRI. That's why the arrow is orange. But I'm not sure why this came up. No, this arrow needs to be red. That's a bug. This arrow would have been here yesterday as it was orange. That should be red. So that's probably a bug. I gotta double check on that. I'm gonna take a screenshot for my developer. And let me send that out real quick. It's really hard to test all the use cases. Okay. So this is an MRI top, but I don't like this consolidation as a top. So for me, consolidations at the top, especially at prior all-time highs, is more bullish than bearish. So maybe a 1 to 4 candle correction back to the moving average and then higher. Let's just say I'm bullish the markets right now. There's nothing in the candles that is making me very concerned about the price of the S&P. And the Nasdaq is at a new all-time high. So the Nasdaq ignored its MRI second consecutive top. I thought it would be more like this, and it started looking that way, but now that's all over. So now I am bullish. So if I add the stars back in, you'll see a green star right there telling you that we're bullish once again. And there it is. Okay. That's pretty much it for me. I'll take your questions. If you guys want to support, please check out the affiliate page. I was on LVL's Q&A stream the other day with Pump, Jimmy, and Willie. Willie and Jimmy are directly involved with LVL. I'm not sure. I think Pump might be an investor. I'm not sure. I just want to support my friends, so I just have an affiliate code. I'm not directly involved with any company. I stay neutral on that front. I don't have any advisory shares. I'm not an official advisor for anyone. If anyone says I'm an advisor for a company, that's a lie. I'm not an advisor for any company. Can you have a look at Canaan? I'm sure it hasn't changed much since the last time I looked at it. There it is. It's $2. So on a daily scale, it might have bottomed. On a weekly scale, it's pulling back. I mean, there's only so much, it can only go to zero, right? So there isn't much further it can go. And I like legitimate companies that have fallen this much. They're legitimate companies. I was talking about GoPro and JMIA, and I missed all these trades because I'm not actively trading. But yeah, I don't mind putting risk on Canaan, sorry. I mean, there's your losses are insanely limited here. So, I mean, of course you can lose 50% of your money, but how much stock are you really going to buy here? So I don't have any, but I'll consider, a few thousand shares. That's money I can afford to lose in my trading account. See, it's important to understand risk. Anyone that's trading that doesn't understand risk, don't listen to them. God, there are so many people on Twitter with their anonymous handles and cartoon avatars that are telling you how easy it is to get free Bitcoin right now by trading scams. I mean, you can. It's also really easy to make money in the lottery. Just buy lottery tickets. But I don't do that. I don't buy the lottery the same way I don't buy shitcoins. That's all it is, a lottery. Yeah, I'll be in Dallas. Sand Snake, yeah, it would be great to meet you, man. But like, I don't know what you look like or your name. So you're going to have to come up and tell me you're Sand Snake. I'll be in Dallas. I'll be in Dallas next weekend. Yeah, so on-demand videos, you have to understand risk and position management. If you understand risk and position management, you're not going to get wrecked. You can't. All right, where do I have JMIA? It's got to be on this list somewhere. There it is. Yeah, this was like a $1 stock at one point. And I was talking about it when it was a $1 stock, saying, man, this thing needs to pop. So a legitimate company, again, legitimate companies that have fallen to unreasonably low prices tend to do well. Not to mention there's chances of buyouts. Wrong stock. Whoa. Well, it was. I didn't even realize it was all the way to 25. I might get another chance to buy it. Look, it was a $2 stock, for God's sakes. It was a $2 stock, $2.20. That's how much you could have bought it for. Oh, this is so we're building functionality into the MRI. Finally, I found a use case. We're going to do it better, but we're struggling to. So I have a new, unfortunately, I had to get a new developer for my Pine code. A very unfortunate situation. And he texted me the other day. He's like, Tone, this is the most complicated Pine script I have ever seen in my life. And I'm like, yeah, expect nothing less from, if it was easy, I would have done it. My coding skills are bad, but they're not that bad. I have programmed Pine. Do you think you will ever do an interview with Plan B? I can easily do an interview with Plan B. I'm just lazy, guys. It's coordination. I don't get paid for this, right? So me going insanely out of my way to organize these interviews is not like interesting to me. It's just not. I know you guys want Plan B on, but it's a lot of effort coordinating these interviews. I don't have a producer. It's literally just me. So I hate spending like 4 hours of my time trying to figure out when to do an interview for a 30-minute interview. And he's not going to be on camera. He's going to may or may not mask his voice. I mean, these interviews are not that fun for me. They're just not. What am I going to talk to him about? You guys know everything that he does. He has the stock to flow model. I'm not going to argue with him over it. So what are we going to talk about? I haven't been doing many interviews. See, it's easier for me to accept an interview. Like, hey, Tone, can you come on my channel? Here's the time. But me organizing them, and I don't know, I'm just being lazy about it. I don't really take much advantage of, like, a lot of people get into this YouTube to get a lot of followers, you know, because that's like, they sell sponsorship ads and things like that, but I don't. So I'm just here to like educate people. But it has nothing to do with plan B. It's not plan B. It's pretty much everyone. I don't have a problem with plan B. Like I text Willie every like 3 months and try to organize. It's easy with Jimmy. Jimmy and I, I'm nothing against plan B. It's just like the concept of I know you guys want me to interview a bunch of people, but you basically want me to keep to do work, and I have other interests. That's the thing. It's easy for me to do these videos because I just hop on. They require 15 to 20 minutes of setup. But to do an interview, requires scheduling. And my schedule and my personal schedule is a little too like random. If I was more organized, if I had a producer, if I had like a real show, if I had like a Peter McCormick style show that was well produced, it'd be different. But that's not how I do things. He actually didn't come up with a stock to flow model. Saifedean gave him that concept. So I spoke to him. Plan B was on this channel. He was on the halving stream. I'll text him. I'll see. Maybe I'll bring him on one of these days. And I asked him about it, where he got the idea, and he got it from Saifedean's book. So we are pulling back. We're down 50%. These are two very rough weeks. Let me look at the daily chart. Oh, so I was saying about that yellow arrow. That means there is another top on a higher level time frame. Right, but I'm not going to spend, a week of my life trying to get Mike Maloney on my show. So unless Mike Maloney wants to message me directly and ask me to come on his show, if he has a show, that would be interesting. But sure, there's a lot of people I could have on if my business revolved around interviewing people, but it doesn't. It just doesn't. Right, I agree. Stock to flow models certainly existed before Saifedean put it in the book. Well, if we pull back to 12K to 10K, it doesn't actually help my bet at all. My bet needs us below 10K. Pulling back to 10K and closing 1 or 2 days below 10K is not going to save me from losing the bet. So here's the daily chart. And the slide could be over here. I would watch JMIA very closely next week. That is an MRI bottom. We never made it to that second one. Missed it by 1 candle. And this could be it. This could be a nice pullback. I mean, from 25 or 24 down to $10. That's not bad. Also, the other reason why I don't interview people anymore is because somehow I end up being responsible for those people. So I had way too many people on my show already that turned out not to be very ethical and kind of scammy. And I don't want to deal with being responsible for those people. So there you go. See, if I was an interviewer, that would be different. If you're just an interviewer, then you're not responsible for your guests. But for some reason, this channel is always held to a higher standard. So anyone that shows up on the channel, either I have to be critical about what they say, or I get shit. And then if they still do something later, I still get shit. And this is why I really like Andreas Antonopoulos, but I'm not sure I can have him on the show because half of the audience here will want me to argue with him over Ethereum, and I don't want to do that. Again, crypto scam Chainlink. I even have an awesome thumbnail that I paid money for, but unless I have an expert that will display the research that Chainlink is a scam, I'm not going to do the show by myself because it will take me multiple weeks to put together research on Chainlink being a scam. And I don't want to waste 2 weeks of my time doing research. Like right now, my time is being spent trying to troubleshoot the MRI indicator and get that released. So do you want me to work on MRI or do you want me to work on proving that Chainlink is a scam? So I wanted to have the Zeus Capital guys come on the show and talk about their report. But after emailing back and forth, I got tired of it because it was just wasting my time to set it up. And I just said, I don't care. And unfortunately, there won't be a Chainlink crypto scam. I can do it myself and going through that report. But again, it's not the same. I need someone that wrote the report. So this yellow arrow represents the fact that there is another top on a higher level time frame. So here we have, this is the first week of June, and we can go to the monthly chart and see if June was a top on a monthly. And it wasn't. So what? Well, we got to check. This is why we troubleshoot. So I'm not exactly sure why that yellow arrow is there. It could also be a lower level time frame. So this is, but we're going to display that differently. Not a lower level time frame, sorry. No, it has to be a higher level time frame. So I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm going to take another screenshot. And send it to my developer. All right. And also today's option expiration, so I need to get back to trading because I do have a bunch of positions on. And today options expire, so I have to reset those positions. Or take on new ones. Someone said something about Apple. Wait, why is APA in red? Isn't that Apache? What happened there? Didn't I trade that stock? That's why it's on the list. Well, Apple has its split coming up. Apple's doing well. I'm not exactly sure why. I mean, I have not been very high on Apple. I've been high on Tesla. I've been high on Amazon, Google, but I have not been very, well, Netflix for obvious reasons due to COVID. But pre-COVID, I wasn't very high on Netflix. But I haven't been very high on Apple. I just haven't seen Apple innovate in the last 5+ years. So I'm not exactly sure why Apple is running up. Maybe people want to buy it before the split. I think Apple is a little overvalued right now. Unless Apple comes out and says they're about to buy $8 billion worth of Bitcoin because they have all that cash. But Apple doesn't know what to do with that cash. They haven't, look, they innovated. They created the iPod, and then the iPhone, obviously, and the iPad. I mean, they were innovating. All throughout the 2000s, they were innovating. But, you know, after 2012, they haven't done much. The iPhone today is not that different than the iPhone from 5 years ago. Apple is going to get into web services. We'll see. We will see. I think it's toppy right here, but that's not the kind of weekly candle you want to short. So you had a weekly top last week. You have the Seek extension ending today. Well, this week. Maybe Monday or Tuesday, Apple will top. I think breaking 500 is going to be challenging. So we'll see. You'll have an orange arrow on a candle tomorrow, giving you a warning. So Tuesday could be a top for Apple. Can we still fall to 7K on Bitcoin? It's possible, but I think that's unlikely. I think that the days of 7K are probably gone. I'm not anticipating 7K. If 7K was going to happen, it would have happened this summer. But the summer's over. Almost. Got a month to go. But I don't see 7K anymore. I don't. I see 10K, maybe 9. I don't see us going back below this trend line. And a month from now, this trend line sits at 9,000. So I don't see 7. I just don't. There's not very, again, the halving made a difference. The stock to flow model, it's generally right. I think it tries to micromanage the price of Bitcoin a little too much. But on a larger scale, the stock to flow model is correct. And there's not, that much flow of Bitcoin coming into the system. We talked about MicroStrategies on our news show. Check it out from a few weeks ago. It's good. It's going to make other companies do the same. Let's see if Apple does it. Let's see if Apple wants to do what MicroStrategies did, Apple will buy $3 billion worth of Bitcoin. That will certainly keep the price stable for a while. You can't compare Apple and Bitcoin. Bitcoin rises in value because it's not innovating. It gives it more stability. And Bitcoin is innovating a second layers. Apple is a company. You want to compare Apple to Ethereum. You don't want to compare Apple to Bitcoin. Ethereum is like Apple. They're both companies. So they have to innovate so that the value of their stock goes up. Like that's how companies function. Companies need to innovate. Otherwise, they die. Bitcoin is the opposite. Bitcoin is supposed to be stable. Not the price of Bitcoin stable, but Bitcoin can't take risks. Bitcoin's code has to be stable. Bitcoin's code can't really innovate much. Has to innovate as little as possible in order for the code base to be stable. That's the opposite of what Apple's supposed to be doing. Well, yeah, all Apple products will work perfectly together. It's a closed system. I don't have anything Apple. Everything I have is Android. So right now, I am neutral on Bitcoin. I am neither bullish nor bearish. We're stuck between these lines again. And I'm just going to take this arrow and I'm going to move it over. We go above 11.9 and we should be off to the races to 14. And I'm going to move these arrows over. Because if we go below 11.4, Bitcoin's in trouble. There you go. Yeah, Apple actually cares about their customers. Apple cares about their users. Apple is trying to give privacy to their users. So Apple is the opposite of Coinbase. Coinbase voluntarily give it's like worse than that. It's Coinbase goes out of their way to remove all privacy of their users and then try to sell that data to the government. Like they're calling the government saying, please buy the data on our customers. So yeah, I actually like Apple for that. I like Apple for being more privacy conscious for their users. All right, guys, I don't have much more to say. I will be heading down to Philadelphia, and then I'll be heading down to Texas next weekend. So we have Philadelphia, then Texas, and then maybe California, but I don't think I'll go to LA. I want to see some other humans for a change. Like these quarantines are out of control. Out of control. And I'm definitely going to go to Turkey, unless Turkey changes its rules. So Turkey is actually, they have a very normal COVID policy when you get off the airplane. So I will be going to Turkey at the end of September. I like Turkey. And then I got to check what's going on in the Republic of Georgia, because it's right next door. It's a neighboring country. So if Georgia has a normal COVID policy, I'm going to head over to Georgia as well. And Bali is supposed to open in September. Latest article just came out. Bali is still on track to open in September. Once we have 100% confirmation, I'm going to start shilling the financial summit again, because I'm going. I'm going to go enjoy that beach in Bali. Go to Armenia? I don't know. I've never been to Armenia. We'll see. Maybe. I want to travel again. Tired of staying in an apartment. Florida is open. I used to live in Florida. Yeah, love Tbilisi. One of my favorite cities. Yeah, food's amazing. Wine's amazing. Nicest people. Yeah, I really wanted to go to Thailand, but Thailand is too paranoid over COVID. Yeah, let's hope we can do unconfiscatable again. But Las Vegas is also a little crazy with COVID. So, look, if we can't have a normal conference, I'm not going to do it. This is why we moved Understanding Bitcoin to next year. The Bali one will be normal no matter what, because the Bali, we were going to sell out. We were going to sell out 40 seats. So we'll see what happens now. I'll be happy with 20 people. Very happy. Bali is totally screwed. Half of Thailand is totally screwed. I mean, I know business owners in Phuket, and they're really, I mean, they're broke. They're gonna have to shut them down. So many businesses are closing. Yeah, BitBlock Boom next weekend. I will be there. I will be at BitBlock Boom. It's time to travel. It's time to get on some airplanes, which are not going to be fun because you have to wear a mask. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. If you want to support, check out the affiliate page. All right, bye, guys.